We stop crime and they allow crime. They want crime. It doesn't make sense.
Now at 5, no cooperation from Democrats. That's the word from President Trump tonight as his DHS Secretary Kristi Noem accuses Oregon and Portland leaders of lying to the feds and trying to cover up Antifa tactics outside the ICE facility. You just heard the president talking about Democratic cities during a cabinet meeting today. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. You're taking a live look outside the ICE facility in South Portland right now. The president's comments come as his push to use National Guard troops to crack down on protests in multiple cities faces legal setbacks. One of those setbacks just came down in the last hour. A federal judge granted a temporary restraining order blocking a deployment for 14 days in Illinois, where the president has set his sights on Chicago. Tonight, a hearing over deployment in Oregon remains under consideration. Meanwhile, Secretary Noem says the federal government plans to buy more facilities in both Chicago and in Portland. K2's Christina Giardelli is live outside the facility. Christina, yesterday we saw an increased Portland police presence there. What's it looking like today?
Deb, I haven't seen any Portland police presence yet here today. I'm going to step aside and show you what it looks like. Slightly more protesters than we have seen in the past at this time of day. That increased protest presence started when Trump administration announced troop deployment. Today I talked to officials about what happened in their meeting with Noem. Ahead of her visit here at the ICE facility, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem met with Portland Police Chief Bob Day, Mayor Keith Wilson, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek, and the Superintendent of Oregon State Police. She recounted that visit while speaking with President Donald Trump on Thursday.
They're all lying and disingenuous and dishonest people because as soon as you leave the room, then they make the exact opposite response.
I talked to Portland Police Chief Bob Day to try and figure out what she's referring to. Can you shed some light on what you guys actually talked about? Were any promises made?
Well, I don't know what she said today. I haven't seen that, so I can't respond specifically to her comments. What I can say is that we made a commitment to continue to try and find a solution down there. We made a commitment to offer some alternatives. We've done that. We've increased our enforcement.
I followed up on that question. You said you increased patrols as a result of your conversations with Noem. Why not do that earlier? Could that have prevented some of this focus on Portland that we're having?
Well, there's a lot of what ifs that we could do. You know, that's kind of the nature of police work. And I have said many times that I'm more of a front windshield kind of guy than a rear view mirror because it's a lot bigger in the front, a lot better point of view. We have been very intentional down there. We have done a lot of work down there, and we did a lot of work up until the end of June when we saw a decrease in activity. This increase in activity over the last 10 or 11 days we've been responding to as well.
I also went to Mayor Wilson's office to ask him the same questions. He was too busy to talk, but his office sent me a written statement. It reads in part, Mayor Wilson has remained consistent in his messaging. No promises were made during the meeting with Secretary Noem. The mayor's position has not changed. K2 also emailed Governor Kotek about the meeting with Noem. Her office's written response reads in part, I met with Secretary Noem during her visit to stand up for Oregonian safety, de-escalate the situation perpetuated by the Trump administration and raise concerns about the aggressive tactics that the federal officers are using against peaceful protesters. Now, as I mentioned, a little bit more of a protesting presence here than before. The federal focus has been pointed on Portland, but a lot more Portland police officers yesterday than we're seeing today. We'll continue monitoring that throughout the evening and into tonight. For now, live in South Portland, Christina Giardelli, K2 News.
Let us know what you see down there, Christina. Thank you for that.